Hello and welcome to another episode of Tales from a Professional Nerd. My name is Bryan Steele and I will be your nerd today. Please excuse the freakishly bright corner here. I tried to move my camera around and stuff to get it away, but it is a heat wave here in Indiana, and the sun is pouring into the studio. My air conditioning is keeping up, so that's good. But it's very bright. It's very bright over on that side of the studio. So, again, please excuse this over here. All right, we are going to do a very quick week in Bryan. Got a couple of things to cover, and then on top of that, we are going to run down the contents of the Free RPG Day 2022. I reached out to Free RPG Day to try and see if I couldn't get a single run of the box to do an unboxing. But unfortunately, they are, very popular as far as it is a very popular product, and it is something that the stores, the brick and mortar stores, really, obviously everybody wants them to have access to this stuff rather than just some YouTube guy. So I totally understood, and it was completely awesome. But they did send me a list of all of the products, and I was able to find some images and stuff online to show you a couple of them. But before we get into that, the week in Bryan. Professionally, I am wrapping up. It is deadline week. It is the reason why I look a little haggard, look a little sleep deprived. And why this video will be probably pretty fast today. We'll probably just run through the contents, and I'm sure I'll wax philosophical here or there, but generally speaking, I need to get back to work because the book that I am finishing up with Renegade Studios for the Transformers role-playing game needs to be done now. Not only so I can get paid, but also because deadlines are a thing, and then we've got more books following up. So work, which is awesome and fantastic and everything great. But yeah, as far as work stuff goes, like I said, I'm in deadline week. I'm very frazzled, but it is all engines full ahead. After this book, I have a Power Rangers source book that I got to work on, which hopefully I'll be able to talk about down the way. It's going to be a very cool book. A lot of interesting things that I get to toy with on that. So I'm very excited there. Get to introduce some new stuff to the Power Rangers role-playing game, and some concepts to Essence 20 that have not yet been used. So very cool. Aside from that, got some painting stuff done. I really need to get some paint. I've got a commission sitting over there that is close to being done, but I just need to get it out the door. I know the client has mentioned multiple times that he doesn't care how long it takes, but it bothers me that it's sitting there as long as it has. Aside from that, weight loss. Honestly, if I were to say anything, I've backslid a little bit after the cruise, deadline stress, not having all the right groceries in the house to be able to stay with the diet as well as I would like. I have backslid a little bit. I'm definitely fallen away from that 60-pound mark again, but I'll get back to it. I'm not, this is not me quitting. This is not being like, oh, it's too hard. I just, it is difficult to be firing on all cylinders all the time. So, that is one of the things that has to kind of be backburnered when I'm dealing with so many other things. Speaking of other things, so my wife and I have started looking into trading our SUV for a different SUV. Nothing new, nothing fancy. I'm not getting in the way, but this heat wave has shown me one thing, and that is trying to drive anywhere without air conditioning in this heat. No matter where I go, if I'm planning on trying to look presentable when I get there, I have to be in someone else's car. It's just, I show up looking just ragged anywhere I go because it's so hot out there. Or I've got to put all the windows down in the car to cool it off while we are driving. And then I look like I have lived in a wind tunnel for 20 minutes. So we started looking at cars. That's part of the reason why this deadline week is important, because I need to use some of this paycheck to help pay for the shift in vehicles. So never any fun, but it's never any fun having to shell out that kind of money for what has ended up becoming a necessity. But it is still it's still nice to have a new vehicle, new. Obviously, it's very old and used and whatnot, but not new to us. So we haven't picked it up yet, but we've been doing some looking and some. I think we found the one that we're probably going to go with, but we'll see. Game playing. So we had. We had our the Waking Realms game last week. We're on the dancing cat monk. We are where I thought that it may have been coming to an end. I thought that the game may have been coming to an end. We have been introduced to two completely new plot lines. So I think maybe the Dungeon Master for that game has found some renewed vigor for this fight, and maybe it will keep going a little bit. I know one of the players asked that we stretch the games out a little further instead of trying to play every Friday with occasional differences. He wants to spread that out some, especially throughout through the summer. But it is what it is. We cancel as often as we play, so I guess I'll just fill you in and let you know how it goes. But we did, like I said, we did play. It was mostly an aftermath game. We killed the big bad. Let's get together and discuss how this is going to go and what's our next steps. And then we decided to investigate some missing persons and potentially deal with I know this is kind of off track, and I said I wouldn't do this. Early in the game, when we were kind of picking which adventure route we wanted to go, we were told about this this Hydra that was attacking villages to the north, and we were like, well, this other stuff is more important. The Hydra is basically just an animal. This is like a legitimate siege army that we need to worry about. So we went one way. Well, we heard back at this game session that apparently that Hydra has grown and mutated significantly to now the point that it's basically like a Draco Hydra out of Fizzbands. But it's big, it's scary, and it has been attributed with ransacking the countryside. And as heroes, it makes us feel like, ooh, maybe we should have taken the time out to deal with this. But, if we would have gone that route for the last handful of game sessions, then we would have come back to a city that's under siege by the undead. So, 6 of one, half a dozen the other. We got to play, I got to run my family D&D game, which has changed somewhat. My stepkid has decided that they did not want to, that role playing really wasn't for them, which is fine. But I did want to replace them as far as having bodies at the table, and so brought in one of my close friends and playtesters, who is playing a very, I'm not going to say difficult character. I'm going to say uniquely interesting. He's playing a character who's mostly pacifist, no damage spells on a wizard whatsoever. And when he sold the character to me, I was like, okay, that's fine. That makes whatever. That that'll be an interesting take. What I didn't realize is that he was going to be kind of a pompous jerk and really sort of a know-it-all and not the kind of character that gets along with a bunch of bruisers. So we'll see where this goes. I can adapt to just about anything. Hopefully we will get him more involved to the point where he feels like he's part of the group instead of, sort of with the group. But they fought a big scary monster. They avoided fighting an ooze that I was using to eat rowboats. Basically trying to keep the characters in a fishing village. So I had there's some aquatic oozes that had risen up to eat any kind of watercraft, so they can't get back across the lake. Which was almost spoiled when my wife's character built like the best raft out of kegs and floorboards as possible. But I've got them in the right direction. They are heading into heading into like the third chunk of the first, the third chapter of the first act, so to speak, where they really will, once they get to it, they'll really kind of realize just how far their journey might take them. But we had a good time. Everybody seemed to have a good time and enjoy themselves. It is always interesting when a game group shifts and adjusts and players come and go. But it's nice to know that sometimes when that happens, it is for the best, as far as like the player recognizes this wasn't their thing, or the GM recognizes this game does not mesh well, or whatever the case may be. The end result is you end up having, hopefully a better time at the table. And we had a great time. So, thumbs up to that. And then aside from that, other games, played a little Xbox, played some Payday, played some Sea of Thieves the other day. Yeah, that's about it. A lot of work. It is. Yeah, I work a lot. But yeah, so that's pretty much the week in Bryan. Also, I did reach out to the prize winner for the raffle of last month's raffle winner. If you watch these videos, I emailed you back. There was some shipping questions. If you could please find that email, or email me and let me know that you didn't get it, because then I can reach back out to you. But yeah, either way, James, if you're listening, hit me back so I can know what we're doing, and we'll get your prize sent out to you. All right, so you know what? Let's go ahead and move into the Free RPG Day 2022 review. Before I get into the products, I wanted to go ahead and, some of you might be, I mentioned it to my wife this morning over breakfast, that I was doing a video on the Free RPG Day, and her response was, "What's Free RPG Day?" And Free RPG Day is a service. I don't really want to call it a company, where game producing companies, game publishers, create unique products, normally very small, almost like kind of testers or teasers, but always a usable product. Never just here's a flyer. There's always something involved. And they put together this kind of care package that your local game store can purchase and get copies of these products for their store. And then on Free RPG Day, they open up their store and they put these products out, and they invite gamers to come to their store and hopefully manage to, build some support for certain game licenses, or possibly just get people to play some new things. And in some of the cases, some of these products have started to when Free RPG Day started, it was a lot of like pamphlet adventures. Here's a map, that sort of thing. As things have moved forward over the last couple of years, it's really become a big deal. And if your local store is involved, this upcoming Saturday, June 25th, is Free RPG Day 2022. And if your game store is not involved, you should talk to them. Maybe send them this link, get them to subscribe. But you should talk to them and find out what it would take to bring that to your store, so you can enjoy in these cool teasers and some of these products. I think that would be fantastic. Aside from that, basically, your store gets these products, and you get to go in and use them. So you should reach out to your store and find out if that's a thing. Now, I know, obviously, I'm doing this review, or this kind of announcement review, take a look sort of video. You're getting it less than 24 hours before RPG Day. And that's on me. I was hoping to have a little more time, but it took me a minute to hear back from them to see if I was going to be able to do an unboxing. So consider this just a, hey, when this video's over, or pause and come back, get a hold of your store and find out if they're involved. So find out if they if they took place, or if they took part in Free RPG Day. If they are, put it in your schedule to go check them out on Saturday and see these cool things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the list of products that are in this Free RPG Day package this year, and we're going to run through them as I understand them, and as they have been described to me. Again, I don't have them in front of me because I don't have them in front of me. So I'm gonna kind of rough cut it, and it's going to be a pretty fast blur. But I did get some cool screenshots of some of the products that you may want to take a look at, or try and get to your store early in order to make sure that you get your hands on one of the ones that are involved. The funniest thing, and it's wink wink funny, the Free RPG Day product that is part of a game that I work for, or the Essence 20 stuff that we have in Free RPG Day, I don't have any images for. I tried to get images from our graphics people, and the image that they sent me was just of the back cover, so it doesn't really show you anything. But I do have a good description of what they are, and I can at least tell you that. So without further ado, let's pull up the list and take a look. All right, so in no particular order, we have the Level 1 Anthology by Ninth Level Games. It looks like I have a page count here, maybe they sent me, and it says 12, so it looks like it's got a 12 page. Oh, wait, you know what? I bet that's I bet that's the quantity. I bet that's the quantity. They didn't explain that. All right, so the Free RPG Day guys are going to get 12 of the Ninth Level Games Level 1 Anthology. Ninth Level Games is awesome. One of their owners is a very good friend of mine, Chris, and you should totally support their stuff and take a look at what they put together. There are 25 copies of a one-page RPG from Darrington Press called A Familiar Problem. There is a very cool miniature add-on, basically an actual physical product, plus a booklet that goes with it from Dave Taylor Miniatures. If you've been watching this long enough, you know that Dave Taylor is a very, very close friend of mine. I love him to death, and he is one of the best miniature game professionals out there. And his company, Dave Taylor Miniatures, has put out several painting books, and he's produced several like how to build terrain books and things. And so this is in that vein. From Foam Brain, we have mystery packs, and mystery packs are exactly that. They're basically little cardboard, almost like blind draft draws for HeroClix kind of thing. It's just a little package, and there's just cool stuff in these things. And it looks like they sent three per RPG case for the Foam Brain mystery packs. We have 12 copies of a Dungeon Crawl Classics adventure from Goodman Games. We also have 12 copies of a 5th edition fantasy adventure from Goodman Games. We have 3 copies of Curse of the Dreadmarsh Crew, a Loke Battle Mats product. It's basically little cardboard cutouts and a miniature scale map of this adventure. We have 12 copies of the Root role-playing game intro from Magpie Games. Looks like there's an assorted collection of Necropolis minis from Mantic. I know that one of the things... Oh no! It's the Mantic Necropolis. There's a how-to on how to paint it and how to build it, and it's basically like a little mausoleum and a gate miniature. It looks like they come with a bunch of those. From Modifius, you get a looks probably a quick start, or perhaps like the rules part of the Homeworld RPG. You get a copy of the Oni Press Rolled and Told version 1. I don't have any information on that. I don't know what that is, but if you're into Oni Press, you probably already know. 12 copies of a mini adventure from Paizo's Pathfinder 2, and 12 copies of a miniature adventure for Paizo's Starfinder. 3 copies of a 5e Grimkin related adventure for the Iron Kingdoms from Privateer Press. 3 copies of the special Q Workshop D6 dice set for the game Final Race. It's basically D6s that you can use to almost do like a Demolition Derby style race game with. 3 copies of an adventure for Cyberpunk Red from our Telsorian Games. So Cyberpunk Red is amazing. I know I haven't really talked about it here because I've just been consumed with so many other things. If you get a chance, especially if you can get a chance to get your hands on this adventure set, it's got a map in it and pre-made characters and stuff. It's super cool. There is an Epic Encounters adventure add-on module. 6 copies of that from Steamforged Games. There are 3. One of my favorite things that's in this kit, or in this free RPG Day kit, is our 3 copies of a limited edition Harengen Fighter miniature paint set. Comes with brushes, little paint pots, and then an actual little Harengen miniature. Which, for if you know what the Harengen are, they're the anthropomorphic rabbits from D&D. So WizKids put out this paint kit. Not only is it cool to get a very kind of like niche model like the Harengen, but the fact that it's a great starter set for painting. Just even if you had like someone who's just thinking about getting into paints, it's most of your basic colors in small little paint pots, kind of like those little like lift top lids that you got when you were a kid. I definitely have a picture of that to show. So after after I'm done talking about the video, you can at least get a good look at it. But you also get a cool model. I mean, WizKids, you guys always do great stuff. And then there's 2 sets of things from Renegade Game Studios. These are the things that I wish I had imagery for. There is 6 copies of a Vampire 5th Edition slash Hunter the Reckoning character folders that's got like information in there as far as actions and tables and stuff. Useful, almost like a player version of a game screen, but you put your character in it. Like spare paper and stuff too. And then from the Essence 20 line, we have similar, very cool, very brilliantly, it's got the gorgeous artwork, but again, on the inside of these player portfolios, it's got, or these player folders, it has, important information, actions you can take, a couple of tables, awesome stuff for Power Rangers, G.I. Joe, and Transformers. Since Transformers isn't even out yet, this is going to be a really cool, I think a lot of people are going to grab the Transformers folder and kind of decipher into, maybe see some of the things that, kind of reading these, they might be able to figure out some of the stuff that's coming out in that game very soon. And that is everything that I have that the free RPG guys sent to me, as far as what is in Saturday's kits. Like I said, I would definitely get in touch with your local store, see if they got a hold of this kit, see if they are participating in Free RPG Day, and if they're not, then maybe check around. One of the things that Free RPG Day is very, as a company, that they are very, or as a service company, extension guild. I don't know what to call them. But one of the things that they have been very specific about is they do not want people to sell this stuff. So if your local store participates and then like puts price tags on them, first off, tell your store that they're not supposed to do that, and then I would say report them. Report them to Free RPG Day, because the whole point of this is to create basically a gamer holiday in your store where you can go in and get cool stuff. And forcing people to pay for that it flies in the face of the whole concept. Now, you will end up seeing people who got these and then put them on eBay. It happens. I don't like it. And I wish there were some kind of rules against it, that eBay could, step in and say, hey, you can't sell stuff you got for free, but obviously anybody can sell anything if it's within the parameters of the marketplace. So if there is something that I listed off, or if you see something, if you go to Free RPG Day's Facebook page, or, you see something from one of these companies that they say, go get this, and you can't, you probably can get your hands on them in the third-party market. But please, 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 if you are one of those people who are going to throw this stuff up on eBay, try to remember the whole point of this product and this process and this little gamer holiday is to get people involved. So please, please don't try and rake people over the coals and make a fortune if you're trying to spread this stuff around. If you're trying to, get these products out the door for other people to participate, price them accordingly. I'm far be it from me to ever look at somebody and say, hey, don't try and, be an entrepreneur and make money on a supply and demand situation. But these products are supposed to be free. They're supposed to be for people to enjoy and get into the hobby, not as a financial gatekeep to hold over someone's head. So please, 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 if you have them, give them away or sell them for unbelievably cheap. And if you are a store and you get this, obviously don't sell them. It's against the rules. But I'm super excited for Free RPG Day. I'm hoping that my local store, I haven't actually talked to them. I have a meeting with them later today to find out if they actually participated. But I'm hoping that I'll be able to swing by and maybe enjoy some of this stuff myself. And if that's the case, if I do get a chance to enjoy the free RPG Day accoutrement, that hopefully maybe next week I'll be able to show you some of the stuff if I did manage to get my hands on some. So like I said, this is gonna be a fast video. I've got way too much to do. I'm glad that we were able to cover it. I'm glad that we talked about Free RPG Day, and that hopefully your local store is involved. If not this year, definitely next year, because I'm sure you loyal subscribers are going to go out there and tell them that they need to be part of it to get a hold of this cool swag. But yeah, I would say. I think Saturday is going to be a fun day for everybody involved, and I hope that you can be involved. And even if you can't, maybe turn it into a little RPG day at your house or at your store. Even if they're not participating, turn it into a let's play a one shot, let's play a game. Yeah, so especially if you're going to a store that requires it, wear your mask, get vaccinated, get boosted, stay safe, people. And have fun, enjoy yourselves, help others enjoy themselves, but more than anything else, play some games. I will see you next week, hopefully with a longer video because I'll be a little more relaxed. Bye, guys.